Hi guys, today it's Bought It Forgot It time. I think most of you know what this is, but if you're new here, welcome. I will explain it. Every month I take a few forgotten things from my collection. I put them in this little box. I sit it next to where I do my makeup and I use it all month long, and then I can give you guys a review of all of this stuff at the end of the month. I think this is a really good way to actually use your stash. Decide if you like something. If you hate it, you have no guilt in getting rid of it. That way you don't have to look at it in your drawer taunting you. I have found a lot of holy grail items by doing this. So I think it's a very valuable thing to do. I like it when you guys play along. So down in the comments, you can leave me 1, 2, 10, doesn't matter, items that you're gonna use during the month, and then update everybody in the comments next month. That way we can get each other's opinions and find out about great or sucky products. So let's start out with this. This is the Wanderlust palette from NYX. It's the London version. They have a bunch of different versions. They all correspond to whatever the soft matte lip cream in the same name is. So this is London in this particular lip cream. Oh, I have foundation on my hand. I did a get ready with me right before I started filming. So if you're wondering what's on my face, I'll link that. And I'll have to take this foundation off my hand. But anyway, there's the shade London. It's a really nice light neutral shade. It goes really well with the colors in this palette. Now, in terms of the packaging, it's a little bit bulky, like it's fairly thick, but I do like that it has this really big mirror in it. It has 8 shades, and I'm not completely satisfied with the shade selection. I like that there's this nice peachy shade. It's really good for transition. There's a couple of nice lid shades that are kind of shimmery and pretty. I really do like this kind of rusty red color. It's fairly nice, pigmented, shiny, pretty. I don't like that there are 3 different browns that are all matte, that are all so similar that when you put them on your lid, there's almost no distinguishing them one from the other. This one is a little bit warmer. These two are very cool toned. If they were gonna do 2 browns, they definitely did not need to do both of these in particular, but they did. They're fairly decent. They're fairly pigmented. I can't really complain about the quality of them. Just the shade selection is not like the absolute greatest. I wouldn't pay full price for this, and I didn't. In fact, I actually saw my receipt for some reason the other day, and I got it for like $19.99, and I think regular price is like $24.99 here in Canada. So I wouldn't pay $25 for that palette. Like, it's a bit much for 8 shadows and 1 lip product, but if you can get it on sale, I think it's a fairly good buy. This Makeup Forever HD setting powder, I don't like it at all. I really hate this, in fact. The product itself, I can't even tell you if it's good or bad, because I was really unable to use this because of the packaging. The packaging is my problem with this. I think the packaging is absolutely awful. So first of all, you have this little kind of bouncy little thing right in here. You should be able to put your brush or whatever in there and get product out, but you really can't. The other thing is you have this little kind of stopper in the lid, so when you're putting it in, that's going inside of that little bouncy thing. So, you know, normally with a pressed powder, to get some out, I would turn it upside down, I would bang on it a couple times and open it up, and then I would have a lot of product in it. But because of this stopper thing, that doesn't happen. So you can't get enough product out to bake with, and even when I'm putting my brush in it, I can barely get any product out of there either. So the packaging on this is a huge fail. I think I could probably pry this black thing out, or maybe even cut that mesh out in the middle to actually get the product out, but I have enough powders where I don't want to bother with that. So I really only used this a few times. I couldn't get enough out to bake with, so I can't tell you about that. When I used it like kind of all over my face, it seemed okay, but I could only do that once. It took a lot of effort. So I would just pass on that altogether. Thankfully, I only got the travel size, so I didn't pay like the full price for the full size on that one. This is the Elme Smart Shade Powder Blush. This is in the shade 30 Coral. I think there's only 2 or 3 shades in this. I really like the actual design of it. It's like got these cute little stars in it, which is really pretty. But the shade itself, like I'm not I wouldn't describe myself as fair-skinned, but you know, I have kind of yellow undertones, but I'm light-skinned with yellow undertones. And this does not really show up on my cheeks all that well. This is a very heavy swatch, so you can kind of see the color. So unless you are super, super, super fair, this probably won't work for you. And that's what I've kind of come to discover about a lot of Elme products, is they are really just designed for very light-skinned people, which kind of sucks. I know their foundation range is not that vast either. Okay, so this Makeup Forever bronzer, this is the Pro Bronze Fusion bronzer, and there's 2 shades. They're numbered, it's rubbed off. I think this is the lighter of the 2. This is very hard pressed. This is kind of like a gel powder formula. It's like you really have to dig your brush in it to get any color to come up. Once you can get color to come up, it's fairly nice. It's warm, but not too orange. It's kind of got a little bit of a sheen to it. No glitter, but a little bit of sheen. And I do like the way it looks on, but it's very hard to get the product out. And I think there are bronzers that are gonna do the same for way less money. I tried out the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer. This is the shine free version. They have like 8 different primers in this range. This one says Control Shine for a matte finish. This is a nice primer just for keeping your makeup on, but it did absolutely nothing for me in terms of mattifying. I still had to blot, repowder a couple times throughout the day with just like my normal foundation powder formulas or combinations that I like to use, and it really did nothing for that. So, I mean, it is like an $8 drugstore primer. I don't know how great these kind of primers are really gonna be for all the claims they make. But it's okay as a primer for makeup. It's just not good for mattifying. This Maybelline Master Precise by Eye Studio liquid eyeliner, I don't like this. There's a really weird kind of triangular tip that's super, super pointy. It doesn't dispense product very easily. So I can, like, on my hand draw you a nice dark line, but once I start trying to go across my lash line with it, it drags, it stops giving me product, it's not a smooth line, it takes a lot of work to get anything going out of it. So I really don't like that. I would not recommend it at all. I tried 3 mascaras. My whole plan is to try to make my way through my mascara drawer, because a lot of these have been in there like a year, not open, they're all unopened, but they've been in there a long time. And mascara is one of those things where I have so much of it. I love testing it. I love testing new formulas, and I keep them for so long that I can't continue testing, you know what I mean? So each month I've decided I'm just gonna give each one of these like a solid month and then move on to the next. So the one really unfortunate thing is this NARS Audacious one. When I went to open it the first day, look, the brush is like broken off from the handle. I can't get it out. I mean, even if I could, you couldn't even use it. It's unusable. So that really sucked. So I couldn't even use that to let you guys know. I don't even know what the brush looks like on that. So that was really sad. So hopefully I can get another sample of that at some point in the future. This is the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant. This one has a really big, huge brush. So it's this nice kind of triangular shaped brush. I really liked it for getting like right in there because it's very pointed on the end, and it gives you pretty nice voluminous lashes. I really enjoyed this a lot. I thought it was really good. And then the Clinique High Impact Mascara. So this has on one side a lash building primer, that's the white side, and then the black side is the actual mascara. So the primer was fairly decent. There's the brush on that. I like the shape of the brush, nice shape. I mean, it didn't build up my lashes or lengthen them as much as some primers, but it's decent. But the actual mascara I thought was really, really good. So here's the brush on the mascara side. Very nice shape for a mascara brush, very easy to use. I really like this. It gave me pretty long lashes. It didn't do a ton in terms of volume, but for length it was really good. I had 2 lipsticks that I wanted to test the formula on. This one is from Tease, T-E-E-E-Z Cosmetics. Here's the packaging on that, really cool packaging. I got this in a box probably like 8 to 10 months ago. I had used it a couple times, but I really wanted to try it out this month because I know that this is like, this brand as a whole is now available on thebay.com, so it's very easily accessible in Canada here for my Canadian friends. There's a heavy swatch of the color, just a really nice cool mauve color. This has a very gel-like consistency that is very slippery. It's not my favorite. I don't like slippery type lipsticks. I like lipsticks that are more plush and pillowy, that you can put your lips together and it just kind of like, they don't move around. It's just kind of a soft feeling. This has that, but then adds slipperiness on top of that. So it's okay. It's not a terrible formula. It's just not my favorite. And this one is the Buxom Wildly Whipped Soft Matte Lip Color in the shade Centerfold, and I really like this product a lot. This really reminds me, actually, of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. So there's the color there. This is a much warmer pink than that one. Actually, this one is kind of more of a nudie, nude shade. And I should show you the little, what do you call it? I can't even think of the word. Brush? Why can't I think of a word? Anyway, it's kind of angled and it's, you know, it's nice and soft. Really like that. It's not transfer proof. It's just, it dries matte, but it's not like completely matte and transfer proof. It's just a more long lasting kind of liquid lipstick that, you know, just dries matte. And I really liked it. It was super comfortable. And the color was beautiful and it lasted a really long time. And I would suggest these. I think they're really great. Didn't crumble off my lips or anything like that. So overall, I don't think for this month there was anything that really blew my mind, but at least now I know which of these I love and which of these I don't love. For example, this I'm gonna be getting rid of in my declutter when I film that soon. And I'm really glad that I tested out some of those mascaras so I can move on to new ones. So as you can see, it is a really valuable exercise to do on a monthly basis, but now I'm gonna show you what is in the box for the month of February. These are all my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So I don't have a vast collection, but what I do have is this row, these 2 rows here. I actually have a whole swatch video back from when my channel was brand new. These are all the duochromes that were first released. I don't know if there was ever a second release on those. But anyway, those are all the duochromes. And then all of these on the bottom 2 rows are just kind of random shades that I've ordered. I mean, everybody talks about Makeup Geek. Everybody loves Makeup Geek. I just don't use these. I don't know why. Maybe I should put them in some other order. Like really, realistically, the bottom 2 rows, actually, I'll switch it this way. The top 2 rows are all very neutral. Like that could be a very nice palette. There's some mattes and there's some shimmers in there. This one is one of the foiled shades. And I should love that in theory, but I don't know why. I just do not use this. And so I just want to force myself to use this. I'm sure that I will love the formula like everybody does, but I just need to do it. I just need to do it. Simple as that. I pulled out this Guerlain lipstick. This is the Kiss Kiss in shade 325. I literally hadn't even swatched this. I did swatch it when I filmed this video the first time, but before that it hadn't even been swatched, which I was like, how did that even happen? Like, how did I not even swatch it? So this is actually surprisingly kind of sheer. I thought looking at it that it would be like a nice dark red. I figured for February I could use like a nice bright red, but it's kind of a sheer corally pinky red in a way, and it's very pretty. I've got 2 blushes from City Color Cosmetics. The lighter one on the bottom is called Fresh Melon, and then the one on the top is called Dragon Fruit. It's much brighter and more vibrant. I don't know if it's coming across, but it's like bright pink on my hand here. And they're both obviously matte because they're called Be Matte blushes, and I don't really use them. So I need to figure out if this is a good formula, let you guys know. I picked a primer this month. It's the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. This is actually like a sample size, but it's 0.5 fluid ounces. Like that's a lot of product for a sample size. That's like half of the full size, isn't it? Isn't most primers like 1 ounce? Anyway, so it just says foundation primer. It doesn't say radiant, it doesn't say mattifying, it just says foundation primer. So I know I've used that once or twice, but I do not remember anything about it. This is kind of funny because I have now been doing this series since January of 2016, so a full year. And back when I started this series, I wanted to put this in it. And I don't know why. Every month I just go, I should use that this month, and I just don't. And I think it's just because it's a type of product that I don't like to use, which is a cream highlight. But I'm finally forcing myself to do it. So this is the Jelly Pong Pong is the brand, which I believe is a Korean brand. And it's called the Glow Getter Luminizer Gel. And there's no shade on it, so I just presume that's all it is. And it's kind of like a Benefit high beam type thing. You know, very highlighty. It's very highlighty for a highlighter, but you can see there, like, it's very reflective. So I will use this and we will figure out if it's actually good. But yeah, I don't really like to use cream highlighters, so again, forcing myself to do it. Okay, I wanted to put in here the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder, and then I realized that I also have the loose powder, so I figured I would do them both together. Now, the pressed powder version of this is my holy grail powder for oily skin. It is so good, it's so mattifying, it fills in your pores, it's so good to repowder with throughout the day. I don't know if you can see all that coming up. It's like so finely milled that it's just poofing everywhere. So I really want to try that. And then of course the under eye setting powder, same thing. Like, I don't know if this is the same type of powder or if it's made differently, but it's a much tinier little package, and I don't know how you could possibly bake with this because it's like the size of about a quarter. Like, it's a quarter sized little pot in there, and I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I guess I'll just use it as a setting powder first before trying to bake with it. And then the very last things are the mascaras for this month. So all of these I have had for at least a year in my drawer. This is the Clinique Chubby Lash. Again, unopened in my drawer, but that's what that looks like. This looks exactly like the I Love Extreme brush from Essence. I just filmed my Essence video and the brush is exactly the same. So we'll see if it does the same thing or not, if the formula is different. This one here is the Smashbox X-Rated mascara. This one I think just came out in 2016. It's their new formula. That's what the brush looks like on that one. It's a little bit of a messier brush with like 3 lines going up like almost in a triangle. And then this last one is from Touch in Soul, and it's the Stretch Lash Effect mascara. And this one is kind of a rounded little thin brush. So that's what that one looks like. And I'll let you guys know about the formulas on all of those when I update you next month. So that's it. That's what I'm going to be using for February, and that's what I used in the month of January. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up, that really super helps me out. Really super. Apparently it really super helps me out. So I really appreciate those of you that do that for me. Thank you so much. Yeah, leave me any comments that you have, any questions, and I will definitely get back to you. And I hope you're having a great day today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.